most indigenous people in a single day. Now, you think that would be somebody like Christopher Columbus. No, Christopher Columbus would hang 13 Native Americans at a time. One for every 12 apostle, and one more for Jesus Christ. Now, Abraham Lincoln hung 38 plus 2 in Mankato, Minnesota. It's called the Dakota 38. So do your research on that, and you'll understand why Abraham Lincoln, just 2 weeks, by the way, just 2 weeks before he signed the Emancipation Proclamation, did he sign off on the murder of more than 38 Dakota people, indigenous people, and that is why he's not like very, very supported in Indian country. He's very despised. Right there, pretty high up there with like Thomas Jefferson. Let me read some of the questions. What would you like to see done about Mount Rushmore from a practical perspective? Simply removing the faces? I think you should just think of it this way: give the land back and let us make the decision. We're the Lakota people. That's our sacred site. It's the same kind of question that we get with regard to the Declaration of Independence. In the Declaration of Independence, indigenous people are singled out and referred to as merciless Indian savages, way down there, right? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, blah, 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 all that bullshit. Or you just go down and you see merciless Indian savages. And we don't want it removed. We want people to actually understand, the history. We want them to understand the brutality. We don't want to blot it out. We're not here to erase history. We're here to fucking correct it. And I think that's important that we do as indigenous people, but also people of color and people of conscience. That's why we're taking down statues to Robert E. Lee. That's why we're taking down statues to Christopher Columbus. It's not erasing it. It's correcting it. I'm seeing far less trolls this time. That's interesting. Earlier I was called a communist. That is fucking weird. Don't know why. I never understand that if you're gonna call bullshit, give me an argument. Argue with me with facts. Argue with me with something other than conjecture, because opinions aren't equal to facts. Just like people say with the Washington football team name, right? And I'm not going to use it because it's a slur. They like to make the argument that, or they like to say, I'm not offended. Well, I don't give a shit if you're not offended. That's your opinion. I'm talking about facts. I'm telling you that the term, the R word itself, means dead Indian. It was a bounty. It was the language that they used to refer to dead Indians, and not just warriors, adults. Kids, women, elders. So that is an awful, awful word itself. So please don't make an argument with opinion. Make a fucking fact, or present the facts. Don't make it opinion. How is Trump's Independence Day celebration seen by the Lakota people? He's braggadocious. There's already 4 racist white men in the Black Hills etched into the mountain. We don't need another to come just waddling in with his ego. He's back on the hill. We're saying that we didn't look Indian. I'm sorry. What are we supposed to look like? Are we supposed to show up everywhere half naked on a fucking horse? You don't know how many times indigenous people walk into a room and they go, well, you don't look Indian. Well, you don't look like an asshole. And then you have people like Elizabeth Warren who make the argument of they have high cheekbones. High cheekbones don't make you native. 23andMe doesn't make you native. Being a part of your community is native. Making sure that you go to the church. If any of you think you're native, go ahead and go. Let's put it this way: if you think you're Cherokee, go to the Cherokee, and they will look for you. Don't just. All we ask is that if you really think you are, go to the tribe. Don't go to 23andMe. Don't go to Ancestry.com, because your community is not in your spit. It's literally here on this land, and we have websites, we have Twitter accounts, Facebook. Contact them. Hang on a minute. All right, I don't know if you guys can see me, but I'm gonna try this again. It might be all fucked up, but it's okay. My phone is already fucked up. All right, so real quick, since the wind is kind of kicking up, I'm gonna answer maybe one more question. Do you think this event is created intentionally to divide? I don't think it's created to intentionally divide, but I think that he's already divisive. Trump is already divisive. Can't see me? Oh no, shit. Okay, well, if you can't see me, my phone has been overheating and I dropped it a couple times before, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Anyway, we want to cancel Mount Rushmore because it is a desecration of our sacred sites and a celebration of men who were extremely racist and brutal to indigenous people and